What's up guys, and welcome to the video. If you are here, then you're probably wondering what gear you need to take to the woods with you whenever you're hunting whitetails. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right in head first into it. These are the 6 items that I take with me to the woods anytime that I go whitetail hunting. So here's obviously the first thing that I'm gonna take with me is a tree stand and a set of sticks. So this is the Raider Hybrid from Novex. It's a very lightweight stand, and it's got the backpack straps on there. I put it on my back. I don't have any problems with it. Now, whenever I'm hunting whitetails, whether it's public land or whether it's on private land, I like to stay mobile. And 50 yards makes a big difference when you're hunting. You know, if you get on a tree stand, you get set up, and most of your deer are starting to run out and they're about 50 to 60 yards out from you, get down out of that stand. Get your stuff down, get down, take that stand, move the 50 or 60 yards, and that could be the difference between capitalizing, shooting your buck or not, or whatever you're hunting. But I like this stand. It's a really lightweight stand. It's American made. It goes through and has this seat right here. The good thing about this stand is whenever I go hunting with it, so I will wear a lineman's harness, which is basically the same thing as a tree saddle. So you can hunt out of this with a saddle, or you can hunt out of it like a tree stand. A lot of trees I can saddle hunt out of it, and other trees I tree stand hunt out of. It just depends on what cover that I have available, the size of trees or whatever, but it gives me the option to hunt out of it 2 different ways. Even sometimes when I'm filming, it's better for me to hunt out of it like a tree stand, and sometimes it's better for me to hunt out of it like a tree saddle platform, just depending on what way I need to set my camera up to where I depict which way the deer are going to come through at. And kind of in conjunction with the tree stand, I'll take a set of sticks. So if I'm hunting on the farm, I'll have sticks that are already pre-hung, set up in the tree, and I'll just kind of bounce around with my tree stand. Now, if I'm hunting public land and I'm moving and staying on the move and I'm trying to be lightweight because I do have camera gear with me and I already take some stuff with me, these are the Novex double-step long sticks. So I will take 3 of these long sticks, and if I stretch it out, I can get 18 to 20 feet out of these sticks. I'll just put them on and strap them up with the quick straps onto the back of the stand, and I'll take all my other gear, put it on the stand with it. Even if I shoot a buck, I will actually take the seat on that stand and lower it down and pack stuff on that stand out with me. But that is the stand set up, and that is the sticks that I take with me to the woods. The other thing that I will take with me is a bino harness. This is one thing that I've recently acquired because back a couple years ago I never really did carry binoculars or anything with me, or a bino harness, and when I got one I realized I was completely missing out. So this is a harness from Evolution Archery. I really like this harness. Now I will keep my rangefinder in here. It's got a pocket over here, and I'll keep my wind indicator with me on that side. I'll put my Rode mic, my wireless mic, I'll hook it up in here into the front so it's not on me, it's not in the way. It's right here close to me. I get good audio. I'll carry my release in on this side pocket over here, and then I will carry a set of 10x42 binos with me whenever I go hunting. And I really like this harness. It's got a little pull tab up here, and then it's magnetic. And I don't like bino harnesses that don't have a cover, because then your optics get water in them, fog, whatever. You got to clean them off. And I don't like the rear opening. I like the front opening pouch, because I just pull it up to the front, look what I need to look at, slide it back down just like that. It's super quiet. It's got a lot of adjustments. You got pads in the back. It's super adjustable, and a bino harness is a good thing to carry with you, because I carry all this other gear with me. It's not heavy. It's not a lot of weight on the front, and whenever you're hunting, you might end up hunting in a CRP patch in a set of woods, you see something moving off in the distance, you pull up your binos, you see that it's a buck. Even hunting in the timber, you catch a deer moving through the timber, you just flip up, grab your binos, you can look and check and see if it's a doe or if it's a buck you're after, what that deer's doing. Deer in the rut, you can see if that buck has his mouth open, if he's chasing does, what his demeanor is, whether you can call at him, and make a decision from there. So a bino harness and a set of optics is one of the most crucial things to take into the deer woods. So now we're moving on to the fun part, which is packs. So a pack is one thing that I will take with me to the woods all the time. What I have here is I actually have the Trophy Line Palisade pack with me. This is a kind of in between a soft pack and a frame pack. I will carry all of my camera gear. This will, when I put my tree stand on my back, I will throw the straps around the stand and carry this with me in the woods, whether I am at home or whether I'm hunting public land. This thing goes with me everywhere. I'll keep my cutlery, all my knives and stuff in here. I'll keep all my camera gear in here, and I will keep any of my other miscellaneous stuff like headlamps, things of that nature, snacks if I get hungry, water too. I'll carry all that with me in here. I might carry some extra clothes with me, rain gear and stuff with me. Just a backpack, whether it is a frame pack or whatever pack you get, is always a good thing to take with you in the woods, because you can have a couple extra things running with you that you need to take. So I actually bought this pack to go elk hunting. And obviously I never went elk hunting, but it works pretty good for whitetails. If I'm hunting public land, I will take this with me. This thing has hauled out 3 deer already. At the bottom here, it's got your little kick out stand on the bottom that I can rest quarters on. I can put a deer cape. I use that mainly for when I cape a deer out. I'll put the head up there, and then I will, right here, it's got all different kinds of pockets. Anything that you want to slap in here. It's got a rifle holster on the side, and you can actually strap your bow to it. And right here you have a big, ginormous, it's got a wire top, big bag in here. I fit whole deer in this thing. I can fit an entire neck, 2 shoulders, back straps, and hams in this thing, and the head and the cape in the front on that. So I can pack an entire white-tailed deer out in one trip. I'm not having to make a bunch of trips out there. I'm packing it out in one trip. So this stays in my truck with, and then if I end up shooting a deer, I will leave out, go to the truck, grab this pack, go out, quarter the deer up, and pack it out in one lick, and I'm done. So this has been like one of the best investments if you're hunting public land. Get you a pack out pack. Makes life a lot easier. And speaking of packing deer out, one of the other main things that I take with me is cutlery, knives. You got to skin deer, you got to cape deer out. The 2 knives that I take with me mainly is the Outdoor Edge and the Havalon. They have 2 different reasons that I take 2 different knives. This knife right here, I will use for my caping and cutting out my meat. This knife right here is just a backup just in case I lose this one. But the other reason for this knife right here is if you're hunting out of state, you have to cape the deer off the face. You have to take the hide off, you got to skull cap it, no brain matter, whatever. This knife right here, it's got a really thin blade and it's got flex to it. So whenever you're caping a deer off of the face and you go to the tear duct, you want to put that blade as close to bone as possible and work in an oval around that tear duct. If you're mounting the deer, that's one of the main things the taxidermist looks at, is make sure you do not cut the tear duct. That's going to have a flexible blade on it, so you can bend it around and cut into the bone and work your way around the tear duct and get that out of there. You're going to dull a knife blade, and that's why I like these, is because it's got interchangeable blades with it. Even with my Havalon or my Outdoor Edge, it's got retractable, changeable blades in it. So those are the two knives that I take with me. They have two different reasons, but the main thing I take two also is just so I don't lose them, because I lose knives all the time. But that's the two knives. Taking them with you, hunting, big part of it. Now we get into like the most used thing that I use religiously all the time when I'm hunting, even on public or on the farm, private, whatever, is paracord. So I will buy this paracord in like 100-foot rolls, and I will cut them in different lengths. I'll cut some in like 25-foot lengths. I'll cut some in like 10-foot, 5-foot, whatever. But paracord is a big thing that I use. I use it for everything. I will pull my bow up with paracord. I will pull my tree stand up with paracord. I'll tie things up to the pack with it. If I got a deer and I'm packing a deer out, then I will put him on the frame pack and then tie around his antlers, tie him to the pack. I had a buddy that on private land on his farm, he had shot a buck, and he died, he ran off in a hole. It was terrible. He was in a hole. So we gutted him out, a branch laying down, a sapling. We grabbed it, and then we cut the hocks on the deer, and then run the paracord through his hocks and tied him to the pole, and then cut another piece off and tied his head up to the pole, his rack up to the pole, and we put the pole on our shoulders and packed him out and pulled him out. So paracord is a cheap, very effective tool to take with you to the woods. I use it for absolutely everything. And lastly, we have a target. So this thing during deer season stays in the back of my truck. This is the Morel Targets Dice. It's a very small target. It doesn't take up a lot of space. You can use it for broadheads, field points, whatever, crossbows, whatever you want. This thing stays in the back of my truck, whether I'm hunting on the farm or whether I'm hunting on public land, because I want to know, you get to driving, you hit potholes traveling, your bow's gonna take a couple licks. And I'm hard on my equipment. It gets beat, knocked around. I wanna make sure things are on. So if you're hunting public land, you can put this on the bed of your truck, go out, shoot the bed of your truck. You can put it on the ground, shoot it on the ground. You're on your farm, go out, set it up, shoot it. Make sure that you're hitting, because if you're not hitting where you're aiming and your bow ain't sighted in, or it got knocked off, moved around, something's wrong, you want to know. Because when that moment of truth comes up and a buck comes out in front of you that you've been chasing forever, you want to make that shot count, and you want to know that that shot's going to count. So it's a big confidence boost to carry a small target with you when you go into the woods, and just get out, take 3 shots, 2 shots, whatever. Just take a couple shots, then head out. But this is one of the other most used pieces of gear. This thing will stay forever in the back of my truck. So that's all the gear that I take with me to the woods. I hope this helps some of you guys out. I had a bad problem with getting overpacked, and now that I've kind of went down and got to my essentials, then it really helped me out on what I actually needed to take through the woods. So it took a little bit of trial and error. It took a couple years to figure out what I actually needed, but that's what I take. So I hope this helps some of you guys out, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the season, and I hope y'all have a happy new year. So I'll see you guys in the next video.